views and opinions expressed by the host and participants are their own and do not reflect the view of the companies they work for.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Batuhan Avucan. Avucan, is that correct pronunciation, right?
Very correct.
Okay, Avucan. I remember that the C in Turkish is the J sound, right?
Yes.
Do I remember correctly? Does it exist a female name that is Burcu?
That is correct. Yes.
It exists, right? I remember I was calling her Burcu and then at some point she was telling me it's Burcu. So I said, okay. And then I remember the C is a G sort of sound. So welcome to My Name is Mario.
Thank you, Pietro. Thank you for hosting me.
No, I will. It's very. I'm very, very happy to have you. You kind of like strike very. No, okay. I don't want to anticipate that. So first, welcoming and everything. Tell me. I would like to know something about yourself, right? So that the people, because this time or for this episode, we don't have the AI presentation where it's gonna be like a little bit smaller. We're gonna talk about Batuhan, of course, but we're gonna focus on his beautiful conference in Istanbul. It's gonna be a little bit shorter, but still we want to know a lot about him, of course. Batuhan, what do you think? Do you have a 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes presentation about yourself? Tell us something about you.
Yes, I have. I'll try to keep it short. So I'm Batuhan. I'm the founder and managing director of Mobidictum. We are a games industry media and events company, highly focusing on mobile. I'm Turkish, born in Istanbul, 1991. I live in Estonia, Tallinn, for the last 10 years, but I've been traveling a lot for events, our conferences here and there. So if I squeeze my physical being in Estonia, maybe it's like 7 years. But it's been 10 years since I stepped in. I started Mobidictum in 2015 to help other mobile game companies such as myself. I was doing that back then to cover their news, have reviews on the mobile games and so on. And in 2021, during Corona, I got too ambitious, start doing one B2B online event. And ever since we are in the event space, we organize the largest conference in the region in Istanbul with more than 2,000 people. And this year it will be our third edition in October, and I guess we'll talk about that later.
Yes, exactly. You put there like, do you have a hobby?
I go to gym. I used to be a personal trainer for like 9 months. I actually wrote a book about fitness. That's yeah. I made apps about fitness as well. So that was like 2013, something like that. 2013, 2014.
Okay, since this comes as a shocking thing because I didn't know about that. So later on, I'm gonna put here overlaying either here or on your side. I don't know. I'm gonna put like the link to your book because I guess it can be found online or not.
Yes, Instagram. I was thinking out of professional courtesy, should I like have a different account? But I said, okay, this is who I am. I show off. So yeah, I have half naked pictures on my Instagram.
Okay, that's a good idea. No, yeah. Well, we're gonna do it. I'm interested. I will probably give it a go. So I'm always interested in reading the books of the people that are like here at the show. Okay, so that's just. Tell me something about your family.
Well, they're both in Istanbul. They were divorced when I was 6. We still keep in touch. I live with my mom, but yeah, I have a brother and sister from my father's second marriage. Otherwise, I'm a single child. I never know if it's good to raise as a like single child or like I could count on a brother or like I don't like sister whatever. But they're also very younger. Like the brother is like 18, something like that. I'm single. I don't know why.
This is an important news for everyone there interested. So Batuhan is saying publicly here, my name is Mario. He is single. Are you looking?
This podcast will be very very interesting. I mean, maybe we'll cut this, but I'm not married.
No,
I'm not married.
No, we're not gonna cut. Not this part. This is my name is
Okay.
Mario, the person behind the pro. So you are top. So are you looking for like a someone, a special someone, or not?
I don't know. I think there's a time and space for everything. Like some things come on the right time because like you change every day in a micro level.
Mm.
So I can say like I want today and tomorrow might change or vice versa. So I'm like, if it happens, if it happens, you know, because the only thing I can control in my life, even at best, is at least my business decisions and my personal health-being, and then they are also affected by other things. So like these kind of things that I cannot control, I don't wish, you know.
It's so wise. It's so
Thank you.
wise what you just said. I mean, you were born in 1991, so you are 35, correct?
33.
33 was
Yeah,
some wrong. Oh yeah, right, because it's 2024. So yes, you're right. 33, but you sound wiser than I am, like
thank you. Yeah,
but you're
it's
right. People change constantly.
that's what I heard. Like 33, every 33-year also people have transformation. Maybe I'm having that. I'm not sure. Like I'm asking people who passed 33 successfully. I'm like, did you have this? And I'm like,
Yeah.
so yeah, like because every day is a different state. We even like when we hear one news or we see something, we have a different conversation. And
Mm?
like we change so rapidly, you know. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Exactly. Every conversation. I have this thing in life that I like of myself. I consider myself as a better person if someone convinced me of a different idea or a different opinion. If someone has a different opinion, I'm having a conversation with this person. This person proved me wrong, or just not even that, but just like convince me of something else, tells me something new, and then I was like, okay, I changed my mind. You are right. So at that point, I think I'm a better man because I think I have changed my mind. Someone had a better point of view or different and helps me see the world, my life in a different way. And that kind of like liaise with what you were saying before. Conversation changes every single conversation. Everything make us different, right? And at our age, when you have people of your similar age, so we've seen the word, so it's very nice. That it's something I appreciate. Anyway, so you said you don't go very often to Turkey, or you do?
so for the last 2 years, we had two more events in Istanbul and Izmir. This year, we had one event in Ankara, our capital.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we haven't been there, and our audience wanted us to be there. But from now on, we will only focus our conference, but just to make it even bigger instead of smaller ones.
Okay, I understand. Now you cannot answer if you want, like you don't have to. What do you like, what you don't like about Turkey?
uh, I mean, I think it's the best country. Not because I'm Turkey. I live outside. I live outside for different reasons. First of all, I came here when I was 23, and I sort of got too comfortable on being here, understanding the dynamic sense of Tallinn. I live in Estonia, Tallinn. It's a small country. It's easier to live. And I born in Istanbul. Istanbul is like 16 million plus. Like every time I go, something is different. The only thing which is still same is I don't know, like the historical places or something like that. Like the buildings change and the people change, you know, and like the world is changing so dynamic already. Like if the place that you're living is also changing that rapid, it's like I think it's very difficult to adapt. Well, food, you know, that's I think we have the best kitchen in the world. Not just kebab is just one famous brand food we have, but when you look at Turkey, like we also call it Turkey now, not Turkey. I should change it. Like different areas, different culture, different food and so on. What I don't like, let's be honest, people changed. like we had a lot of difficulties, or like we had issues like a geopolitical, and like people are minding their own business, and something happens, and then Turkey has to endure that. So this changed people, and I think this change, not in the like best way, it made us a little bit more selfish instead of thinking long term. So I hope this situation will change overall for our nation. But anything else, I mean, I think eventually all Turks will go to their homeland. Doesn't matter if they're like 78 or whatever. Like we will all go back eventually, because it's just different, you know. So yeah.
It's, no, it's a beautiful answer, and I really appreciate it. In the sense that I know Turkey quite well. I remember that I told you that I lived in Bursa
Yeah.
for a year when I was very young, and it was an incredible experience. It was also a big time for realizing the difference between Turkey and the rest of Europe. Right? That
Mm.
there were already started at that time talks about being part of Europe. I remember back in days, and I was there living in Bursa, because like there is one thing that everyone needs to know, like that in every country almost there is this. There is the capital city, and then the rest of the country is different, right? In Poland is huge, the difference. In Germany it'll be less, but still.
Yeah.
But in Turkey, the difference is enormous, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there is Istanbul, which is not actually the capital city, of course, but there is Istanbul, and then there is Turkey, and it's
Yeah.
really different. You
Very
know,
different. That's true.
it's very different. You go to Istanbul, it looked, apart from the fact it's the favorite city, my favorite city in the world. I prefer that even to Rome, and I have deep love for Rome, but Istanbul is the beauty. Istanbul is the smell.
Mm.
Istanbul is the feeling with people. Istanbul is the taxis that they just. It's amazing. I mean, it's something. Istanbul is unique, right?
I
But then there is the
I
rest of
call
Turkey.
Istanbul. I call Istanbul a different universe. It's not even a planet. It's not even a, like city. Or it's just it's like very different. And then yeah, if you stay there, or you like, everyone has a very different unique experience with Istanbul. It also depends which part you live, which part you visit. It's just like very dynamic.
Okay, well, thank you for answering all those questions. So since we're talking about Turkey, let's talk a little bit about Mobidictum. So for all the listeners, so the way it happened, I met Batuhan. Of course, I knew about Mobidictum, but I always knew as Mobidictum as a more consumer event. So I was not very interested in the past about that. So that's why I didn't go personally, right? But I know that things have changed. It's very interesting. And this year you invited me, so I'm gonna come. I'll be
Mhm.
there. I'll be there. Is that 15, 16 of
15, 16
October?
October, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? So, and then you're gonna tell us more. But when I met Batuhan was at Reboot, developed in Dubrovnik in Croatia. It happened just like a month and something ago. So we were in the parking lot dancing. Right, it was this party in the parking lot. It was a little bit hot, if a little bit too hot.
Yeah.
There was no fresh air, so people were just like migrating outside to like take a breathe or smoke a cigarette. No, actually, you could smoke down there. And then we started dancing together. And then you approached me. You told me about like Moby Dictum, and I was like, hey, seems interesting, the story. So hence I'm here bringing in this story to you, and I know I'm gonna leave the stage now to Batuhan to tell me about Moby Dictum. What I'm interested the most is knowing the story behind it. How did it? Because I know that is a big, very interesting conference. But I want to know what's the story behind it. When did it start? How did you have this idea? The stage is yours. Please.
I will give you some exclusives, okay? That you can cut this part. So, Mobidictum started as like a blog website to cover B2C, B2B Turkish language mobile games, right? Because I was trying to develop mobile games, And I said no one will cover these kind of games in their outlet. I will have one, and I will review other mobile games. So what? So this is 2015. So like at least for 4 years, it was just like a hobby, nothing fancy. I still have the income sheet from the first years, very basic, like definition and then price, like domain minus 50 lira, writer 300 lira. Like this is very ancient. 300 lira is what now? Like divided by 35, which is very, yeah, 10 years. The things have changed, but so then I had a different team back then, and we were doing like some influencer marketing, esports. We were just trying everything to make some money. But then I realized like the Turkish developers wants their voice to be heard in the global scene. So I created a B2B website called Mobidictum.biz. Also, one day Google changed the algorithm and our traffic dropped like 80%. That's the moment I said I need a brand. Like I can't live with search traffic, organic traffic, whatever. I need a brand. Like someone, people should know the brand and come. And then we created the B2B website. We was one other website back then. We hired their writer. That website was shut down. So there was actually a company, like a brand like Mobidictum. But that competition was small and short. Then I got too ambitious to do things better. I have a really competitive side. People in the industry knows that. And 2021, I said, okay, I'll do one online event, and like Turkish people have a different experience. That was Corona time, yeah. We did that. We had like 1,000 registrations. Then I said, okay, there is something here. We saw some sponsorship. That was the first time the Movidictum was actually like getting some money. And then we did another one in September. That was like, okay, something is going on right now.
And
And
here the year is 2016? No, 18.
no. So I founded 2015, 2020.
Yes.
I did the B2B website. 2021
Okay.
May, first online event.
Okay, 21. Okay, 21
2021, yeah.
May. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And then I said, okay, like the world was moving to physical, even though there was like still masks and corona tests and so on. I said, okay, like 2021 January, we'll do one online, offline event. So we did the 200 people event. And I got very ambitious then. I said, I will make the biggest one in Turkey. Because there was some other conferences happening. And I said, if I don't do this, I will die. Literally, that was my mindset. And I worked very hard. My team back then, they also, they're not with me anymore, but again, hands up for all their hard effort. Yeah, I did a very crazy move. I had like, I didn't have any money or any budget or an investor or a founder or a like super rich family to support me. But I said, okay, I'll book like one of the biggest venue in Istanbul, because we will have a lot of guests coming from Europe. Like I want them to have the best experience. Like I booked a venue by the seaside. It looks like a palace. And but I had like zero planning. Like it's just I said I'll do it, and then I'll try to sell. So I will give you a math. So the time that I said I will get this venue, let's call it. I won't give the numbers, but let's call it X amount of money I had. The event costed 13x, and I didn't have that kind of money. So I got a lot of support from Turkish companies. Government gave them incentive to sponsor our event, so they could get like some budget money back. That was very good. Of course, Turkey is a growing industry. Like a lot of companies from outside wants to come and so on. But everything, the exclusive, everything happened because of ambition. I never planned any of these. This was like a blog website when I first started. So now, then we had the second event. Now I am like, okay, well, what's next? Like, what can we do? But the main idea why I managed to did great things is because I always cared my guests. Like, how can I deliver something better for them? Even with the right things and the wrong things, this was always the center of my thinking. Like, how can we provide the best experience? And we do great events. Like, it's different. Like how you tell about Istanbul, like the smell and everything is different. Mobidictum events are different. You'll come and you'll see it. Something is different. Like I don't know why,
I can't wait
but
to see that. I
yeah.
have to be honest. I can't wait to see that because I believe you. I believe
Thank
you.
you.
You strike
And
you strike me for being an honest person. The way you approached me, the way you talk, the way you speak with passion, and also I trust Istanbul, and I really
that's it.
believe you. I really can't wait for. I'm actually just for you to know. I'm even trying. So planning is a big word because I'm even trying to take my mom to Istanbul for your event. I won't take her to the event, but like she has a dream. She doesn't have a passport, but so I'm trying. So I need to do a couple of things, but I want to give this as a present for her for like to visit Istanbul. And I know like that so I can't wait to be there. I see how you have this. So the way you speak to people is it speaks for yourself. And I can believe what you say that you care about your guest that it feels like there is genuine passion not for you just to be rich and famous but mostly to have something that speaks for your country speaks for you for your care for and something that takes care of your guests so I can't wait to see that.
Thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. I mean, like as a nation, like Turkish people, we all we also deserve a lot of things. I believe, like hardworking, ambition. There's like a lot of things going on, but politically or some other cases or whatever, not everyone has the luxury to go outside to these events, right? Like tickets, yada yada, like something. But I am bringing a world class event to our, like the heart of Turkey in Istanbul, and I expect all that. Of course, like my wish is that entire ecosystem comes there to show like what we do, what kind of business opportunities we have. I mean, this. This is for the audience. We got Turkish Airlines as an official airline for the conference. Like, why? Why I would even
All
go
right.
for something like that? I don't get anything. It's but because like it's just another layer of the experience. If it helps with your budget, Turkish Airlines, the best. You'll start eating the food while you're coming, and then in our conference you'll continue eating food. And so like when you look at these things, yeah, I'm like trying to do the best and different. You know.
Well, it's yeah. Now you now you made me hungry, almost hungry for food, for Turkish food, and hungry for it. It's
Yeah.
it's a great place. Like especially, it's a romantic place. It's a charming place. It's about feelings. It's about your heart. It's about your brain, your guts. It's everything is there. I the one living in Turkey. I know this is not that didn't come as a new thing for me. But last time I was in Turkey last year in June. So I was with this friend of mine that she's also in the industry. So we said let's go out for dinner somewhere. We wanted to eat some fish, right? Just like we're in Istanbul. I want to eat fish. What is it? Wait. Do I remember that? It was like balık. Balık is that
Belek.
for balık?
Belek is,
Yes.
yeah, salt.
It was
Yeah.
there was a Turkish song there, Acemi balık, something like that. Wasn't it like a famous song from like the early 2000s?
Acemi balık. Interesting.
Ajimi Balek. Yeah. I was like, and actually, it was kind of very pop, very, like you should, yeah. I remember the song.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
there is a
quite
song.
sure.
Acemi balık. Didn't
Ajimi
know that.
Balek. Yes, yes,
Okay.
there is. And people were making fun of me because I knew this song was very popish,
Yeah.
very mainstream. But it was like so going back to the story of the restaurant. So we go out, we look for a place, we find a place in a small street. I like to take that rather than the mainstream restaurant. So I know that that's where you find. And it's a nice restaurant. We sit outside. The guy comes. and I'm even telling him, we want fish. The guy's not understanding. So I use like the word actually baluk that I remember. I go, I say, we, and he said like we don't have it because I still understand some of Turkish. After I left, I remember my understanding of Turkish was okay. Now after 20 something years, I understand. Shit, really. But few words they're still there, so we're trying to communicate, and he tells me there is no fish, and I was like, sorry, I really wanted to eat that. And the guy say, don't worry,
We'll
sit.
get. We'll
Exactly. So the guy takes the phone, there's a sort of he speaks in Turkish, and I was like, okay, whatever, right? And then I wait 20 minutes, and another guy comes from around the corner with this big platter, plenty of small, plates on it with different things. And there were calamari, and there were, plenty of things, fish, this, tuna, that. And it was like, so basically he called his friend, probably had another restaurant, and brought all this stuff. And to me, that is Istanbul. That is Turkish way
And
of
then,
understanding business. And I will do anything in my power to make you feel good.
yeah.
And I don't know, like what's does it make sense?
Yes, this is called Turkish hospitality. Obviously, with the tradesmen and then the people who are trying to sell you things. I mean, that's the part of the experience. Some people like it, some people don't like it, some people hate it. Fine, show me a country where there's more than 80 million people, and then everything goes smoothly. Let's just be honest, okay?
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, I'll tell you one experience from our event. So we had event in Lisbon. We had 100 people, and one of our sponsors, they were a few days late with their branding. They didn't send the branding. So, and somehow we were ordering things from Italy. We thought it's an Italian company in Lisbon. It seems the roll-ups and the branding was coming from Italy to Lisbon. I'm like, what? Why are we doing this? Anyway, so we saw on the event date, it's supposed to arrive, and things didn't arrive. So our sponsor didn't have a roll up, but
Italian efficiency, I would like to say. Italian efficiency.
It got stuck in Spain or something like that, So no.
When you deal with Italians, it has to be like that. There has to be something that goes wrong, and then someone fix it last minute.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you how we did. So, but what happened is that, I mean, we gave the deadline to sponsor. Obviously, we have our deadlines. But okay, things happen, right? Why? Event business. So they didn't have a deadline. And then what we did is we found a company with the express roll-up service. We ordered the roll-up. We paid. We sent the Uber to get it, bring it to the event, and then they had their roll-up. It was 3 hours passed, but I could say you passed the deadline, you don't have a roll-up. I had every right, but this is the difference.
Trust me, there are many places where it wouldn't be like that. Sorry, you don't have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turkish
Yeah, that's exactly it. You really feel like a king when you go and visit people in Turkey. And it's true. It is the whole culture, and for me, it's something that I value very much. So you live in also in an Eastern European country. You know that's not always the standard, right? I also live in an Eastern European country, and sometimes the customer care, customer support, or just attending people that's just not in. It's not in their culture as just to be super nice, right? And
Cold. But it's a -27. It's difficult to
yeah, but it's
move.
yeah, but then you say that, but it's not really that. If you go to Sweden,
Well,
if you go
yeah.
to Sweden, they're super nice. You go to the restaurant, hey, how can I help you? Sit here. They talk to you. They're smiling.
Yeah, Finland is also different.
Yeah, and in Finland also, at least Helsinki, right? At least
Yes,
Helsinki,
yes.
Stockholm, Malmo. But then I'm sure there's difference somewhere else. But still, there is a different thing. It's something else. it is just something else. So it's, but regardless of other countries, that's something I know about Turkey and something I can vouch. So like the one thing I can say, if anyone is looking for a company to go, either you went already there, if you didn't, well, let's meet there, right? So this is not the end of the show. Sounds like the end of the show. It's not the end of the show, but I still want you to tell us a few things about Mobidictum. That's something extra that I would say that probably Mobidictum has. It's Batuhan on one side, seems to be like a great host. And then there is Turkey. That is a fantastic place. Istanbul, so welcoming, and I think we would be happy to share my experience as Batuhan, like where to go eat, what to actually look for in Istanbul. It's such a charming place, that there are plenty of places to go, but you need also to know what really makes Istanbul, and don't get stressed in the traffic jam, because
No,
that's Istanbul. That
we
it is what it is, and it's supposed to work like that. Don't be afraid in the taxi when they're gonna be at the junction, and then just
that's the
they're-
experience. You call it experience. Bad or good. Like
yeah,
experience is an experience. You never
I
know.
like it. I like it. I know they're not gonna crash. Right?
Yeah,
I just know it, and if they do, it's like, then it's okay. This going so slow. The first one to put the front, the bonnet in the
oh, yeah.
front is the one that passes. That's
Yeah.
that's a law. That's a law. That's how it works,
For,
right?
for the
So
audience,
that's beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, about Moby Dictum. Back to that. So, apart from, like, I understand that you are so welcoming, you're great hosts, and everything. Um, and also, and an interesting thing you said before, I wanted to comment and I forgot, and it's about the Turkish Airlines
yeah,
being like your sponsor. When I saw the news that you put on LinkedIn,
yeah.
and I was like, whoa, that's quite something, actually. So it means that they're interested. It means that you're showing something good to them. In which way are they sponsoring? Are they also offering discounts on their flights for people that are gonna attend, or they're just sponsor of the show?
Uh, Actually, like the better terminology would be like partner. So the line is actually the official airline of the conference. So we are promoting that. We want people to come to Istanbul with Turkish Airlines. So in the given dates, they are offering discounted tickets with their code. So it's in the given dates, but anywhere there, like Turkish Airlines has the broadest network in the world, so you can just pretty much fly from anywhere to Istanbul. And yeah, the thing about the event is like it's an international conference, right? Of course, the majority is Turkish because it's happening in Turkey, and that won't change, right? We are trying to grow our international presence. That's why like Lisbon, Tallinn, Barcelona, Berlin, we had these events, and like I go to events. That's where we met. But the thing is, like you mentioned, the Turkish hospitality and so on. Like our audience also owns the conference. Like they can invite whoever partner they have to the conference because they know that this is me, this is Mobidictum. They will feel welcomed and so on. And most of the time, like I know a lot of our audience takes people from Europe to the best places, show them around. This is part of the community, and being in Istanbul, being in Turkey, and so on. Like this is the full experience for the Turkish Airlines. Well, this was like my idea for the last 2 years, and it happened. I'm like very happy, super proud. It's just like this is one of a kind happening in Turkey. Like there are other events as well, fine, but this is a different level, and they see the value and they're like, okay, let's do this. So we are very happy. Oh, there's a government support in a way that I told you, like incentives. If a Turkish company sponsors the event, they get some money back. We have some incentives as well. So there is like a government support. This year we will have something with the municipality of Istanbul. We are like working on that. Turkish Airlines, and I think it will be one of the biggest and the best events in Europe and all world.
Yeah, it's like very very easy to believe that, especially with Turkish ones. Like still, they're very you're right. You know, like I've been in last year to another event. There was not, of course, Mobidictum, and yeah, it was very Turkish centered. Like so many Turkish, lots Turkish and few Russians, right? And I was like, I was hoping for something more international, yeah. And that event was also like relatively small, so I think Moby Dictum, it can be like it can be different.
Yeah, we
With
have a lot of little bit of details of the conference. This is a highly mobile games event. We announced like the first 40 speakers, and they have like people from Finland, Barcelona, Lisbon. You know, like very interesting names that I try to bring. We will have PC side, like indie side as well, because we have an audience on that area, and considering the size of the conference, I don't want to exclude that part, so that will be always our part. But this year the venue allows us to have like two different floors, so like mobile on the first floor, on the second floor there will be the like indie PC content. It has its own vibe. We'll have like a different vibe there. If you want to see like go and play some games, you can go, and then otherwise you just go like do business upstairs. um, and we are like aiming to have at least like 35 to 40% international audience compared to 60% Turkish audience. All everything in our event is in English. Maybe like few topics which is very local or Turkey related is Turkish, but that's not the audience concern anyway. And yeah, we expect like around like 1,000 people. You know, you never know. Like this event business, you announce something. For sure, not everyone is super honest with their numbers. We try to be. We are. No, we don't try. We are. But this year, you know, like industry is shaken. Things have changed. There's war around the world in different places. So, like, I'll say 1,000 plus. Of course, we're also focusing on more like quality, like business oriented. Like this is a business conference. I heard from someone who's an industry veteran. They say like you go to Gamescom, you go to GDC, you go to like Pocket Gamer London, like business. And I think yours is also one of the promising ones to become like okay, you go there to make business, you know. And then so yeah, that's where the environment that we try to create with of course some
yeah,
fun.
yeah, no, yes, no, exactly. Because I think that what people need to know, right, is that business oriented? Is that good for business? Will I have the chance to talk to other people? You know, do you have like, are you planning on having a sort of a meeting platform where people can
Yeah,
schedule
yeah.
meetings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
There will be meeting platform, and there will be some side content to like with more focus on how can I say like investor to studio, like publisher to studio. Like these are classic things. We have a few ideas to add like few more things, but yeah, this it's very business oriented. But there is a surprise element that I'm going to put that none of the other conferences have. So that's that's
and can we? So what's the surprise? Or do we need to wait, or you can tell about the surprise element?
this one has to wait. This one you just go there and experience because
Okay.
that won't be the main reason why you come. So there's no need to advertise that, but you will be like, this is nice. It's like a additional to my experience, right? So yeah,
Okay. Okay. But okay. But anyway, we can expect a meeting platform like similar to Meet to Match, which is
yeah,
just the
exactly,
most
exactly.
famous to match,
Yeah,
something like that. So before the event, I know log in and start like sending invites for talks. Whether I'm a developer looking for a publisher, whether I'm a service provider looking for people that need QA, localization, art, or whatever the service is that you're trying to sell. So that is important because like I know for a fact that there are few events where they decide not to have it, like for example Reboot, to keep it more
yeah.
friendly.
That's the thing. That is a
And that's the
chill
thing.
event, very different vibe. It's very interesting. You just casually meet. You know, the people. Most of the people don't come there to business, but see old friends, meet few
Yeah.
ones. You know, like no sales stuff.
Yeah,
There are
I
this
mean,
kind of.
it's part of the deal though. Like many companies, like also the moment you open more to the actual business part where you can, reach out, is also easier sometimes to justify to to your bosses. I want to go there because I want to do business, right? So like, there is a certain degree of certainty that you are gonna have at least meeting scheduled rather
Yeah,
than let's go and see who I meet, right? I mean,
that's
no,
difficult.
nothing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
difficult.
mean,
Once
nothing.
the needs experience, like being a like in our small event format called network, Mobidictum network is like we have roundtables and we don't have meeting system because I didn't want people to come there to just like, okay, I need like 50 meetings today and then get the leads. Just come here, meet, network. You'll still have an opportunity to sell because it's 100 to 150 people. Okay, you will have plenty of opportunity to meet with people anyway. And few people like some business developers didn't come because we didn't have a meet to match system. Okay, but I like a lot of CEOs who came to the Lisbon event. They are like, this was a very good event. So yeah, it's different dynamics. But this conference is very business oriented. We used to call Mobidictum Business Conference, but then I knew that eventually I might add different elements, so we just call it Mobidictum Conference. Basically, because we have different sub brands as well. They are not so active. But my long dream is to have an event where we can showcase our sub brands, but in a different area. So you just don't clash with anything that which is not relevant to you.
Okay, that sounds beautiful. So, Batuhan, I give you like the last 1 minute to tell me something that you would like. If you have something, of course, if you have something that you want to say additional about Moby Dick. I think we said pretty much a lot. You made me very, very interested in this. 100% will be there. And so, is there anything else you would like to say about Moby Dictum, or something you left behind, something you forgot to say, something that I don't know why people should come there? Or please.
Uh, the industry is having difficult times, obviously, and like the our sponsors and our international audience should, of course, money has no emotion. Money is money, right? And the money has only one purpose: to make more money. I understand this is the business dynamics, but Turkey, like for the last 1 year, we have been through a lot of things. Like we had an earthquake, like 50,000 people died, right? We had a election period that usually like affects the country's mood, nation focus, and everything. These kind of, and this affected the Turkish industry overall, right? And 2 years ago, everyone was happy to working with Turkish people, Turkish countries, and so on, like Turkish companies. But last year, that was a little bit affected. So this affected our conference as well. Some of the sponsors were like, okay, we didn't get that many leads, But things have changed. It's not like up all the time. That's why we also changed our strategy. We did like so many events in Europe now. That's why we have a lot of European companies coming. We talk with associations, we talk with embassies to invite them. Like we have delegation from Portugal, we have delegation from Estonia, we have the delegation from Georgia. So the event is not just you come to meet with the Turkish audience, right? It is an international conference, but Turkey had a period, and when you have an annual conference and you have like you do it in a very bad affected times, things a little bit things might go off sometime. So now this year we are like we studied what went wrong, what can we do, what can be done better, and we are doing it. If you look at our speaker lineup, you'll see what's different. So the audience shouldn't be skeptical about Turkey, the conference. When something is new, everyone is skeptical. They want to hear like word of mouth, like how is it going on? Should we invest time and money to come and so on? I can tell you will meet with great people, great companies. You will have a great experience, and that will be something new for your like career industry goals because the calendar is set, right? You start January, da da da. You're like, these are uncertain, but we are only doing our third year. And the first one was 2,000 people. The first one was so big, it's difficult to keep it up when the industry is shaken, you know. But this is the game, so we are stepping up this year.
Yeah. Then one last question, just the last one, and I let you go. Is look how the camera like focuses on my finger, and then like everything else is okay. Sorry. Yeah, I get distracted very easily. I like an 80 years old kid. No, how many people are you expecting more or less to attend the conference? Like grand number, ballpark.
I mean, we announced 1,500, but we'll do, I think, like 1,000 plus. I'll internally, let's say, under promise, over deliver. You know, because the first year we had 2,000 people. Next year we didn't have 2,000 people. So let's just be optimistic instead of saying, "Oh, we couldn't hit it." But if I announce 1,000 and if I have like 1,500, 2,000, something like that, then of course it's a different game. But again, why I told you about Turkey? Anything happens in the world, we are affected. Mostly in a bad way, right? So,
well, I hope that won't affect, honestly, Yoshua, because I think by that time things might have changed already. So let's see how it goes. But anyway, it's a still the Middle East, but it's a different era, so that shouldn't affect in any way people decided to come to Istanbul. There is absolutely no problem, no issue, no danger in
Fingers
going to no, there is no danger in going to Istanbul because of what's happening in the area, which actually is not like that close. So anyway, Batuhan, thank you for being here. It was great hearing about Mobidictum. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Pietro. Thank you for hosting me. It was a pleasure.
Okay, great. Oh yes, we're gonna meet again this year for sure, 100%. So people, everyone. So this was last episode of my last episode. What am I saying?
Oh, yeah, it's another.
It?
It's not the last. Don't worry, people.
Oh my God, it's ominous. It's ominous what I just said. Oh my God. I hope I'm not reading anything. But anyway, when I speak about it, it's like in the last episode. So this is the last episode that I'm gonna release. But anyway, so we're talking about Mobidictum. I suggest let's go and check it. That's what I will do this year. I suggest also that you do the same, and we go and see whether it's true or not that we're going to be treated like great guests. So I really hope so. But, I can't wait to be there. Oh, this is all the time that we have for today. Guys, thank you for watching. Do not forget, if you reach this moment, please put a like. Or if it's on Spotify, I don't know what is like the bells or the stars. Just please do it. I'm not asking often to do that. Please do. It helps the algorithm to get more views, and I really would like to reach more people in the video game industry. Not caring about becoming famous. I just want the video game industry to watch this and to know about things amazing like Mobidictum. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day, beautiful week, beautiful weekend. Goodbye.